Hello again, welcome back inside the Tier 4 studio here in Morgantown, West Virginia. For the Charleston Daily Mail, I am Mike Casazza, and this is the Wednesday walkthrough, our chance to look ahead at what is around the corner for the West Virginia University football team. And this weekend seems a lot like a ho-hum occasion, right? It's homecoming, it's the time that is set up for the other side to fall, and that figures to happen a lot easier this time when the other side is just Kansas. Just fired its head coach, Kansas. Just shut out on its homecoming, Kansas. Just 3 points in 8 quarters against high visibility conference opponents, Kansas. So what do you think about this one? Probably not much, right? But what am I going to do for the next 5 or 6 minutes if that's the case? That is not the case because Kansas is going to challenge the Mountaineers in a couple of areas. Some of it the Mountaineers just can't prepare for. When you have a new coach and you have a situation that requires change, you expect change. But what do the Mountaineers expect? They don't know. They can have what-ifs and just-in-case scenarios built in where if Kansas shows something that the Mountaineers have not seen, they can get on the sideline in between series and between quarters at halftime and say, okay, they're doing this, we have to do this. That may happen. You may see Kansas find something it does very well on offense or defense and just do it again and again and again. Flex a strength and give the players a chance to believe and a chance to be successful. The truth is, major changes are not going to happen for a while. They have 3 games before they have an open week. They had 3 practices in 6 days before this game here. Clint Bowen is the new coach now. He's the interim guy, the defensive coordinator, but he oversees a team on that side of the ball that is a lot like it was last year. John Reagan is the offensive coordinator. He's been at Kansas before. This is his first season back. He and Bowen have worked together in the past. You figure Bowen is just going to trust Reagan to do what he's done, and that's going to look a lot like what it did in the first couple of weeks. So again, West Virginia doesn't know what it can expect to see, but it can prepare just in case, with one exception. The Mountaineers can be prepared for desire, for inspiration, for effort. Probably didn't do that very well last year, and that as much as anything explains why and how West Virginia lost to Kansas, but it can't happen again right now. Certainly the Mountaineers know Kansas is going to come in inspired by a coach who's been in that program for a long, long time, who's made it clear that he wants that job and that he wants his players to believe in him, so you get ready for that. You take the occasion seriously, but you also know Kansas's weakness, Kansas's self-proclaimed weakness. Offensively, it's not a team that can go back and forth and compete with some of these high-scoring offenses in the Big 12. One of those is absolutely West Virginia. West Virginia has showed itself very well on offense in 4 games against the hardest schedule in the country. Kansas is not Oklahoma, is not Alabama, is not Maryland. Probably is better than Towson, but the point remains, West Virginia should handle this without much complication. It is a team that should be able to go up and down against Kansas, open a big lead, create a bigger lead, and just sustain control of the game early and then through the end. Get your subs in late third, early fourth quarter, and just don't give yourself any trouble that you don't need in this game. The problem with that is, though, Kansas can give West Virginia some trouble, especially on the defensive side of the ball. This will play out similar to the Oklahoma game plan. They have 2 really good cornerbacks, Ja'Cory Shepherd and Dexter McDonald. Dana Holgorsen said they are as good as any he's seen, and when you consider who West Virginia has seen so far, that is not small praise. They will play a lot of man because Kansas will do what it can to outnumber you inside the box until it stops the run, and then they hope to make you one-dimensional. They can do that with their safeties. Isaiah Johnson was the Big 12 Newcomer of the Year on defense last year. Cassius Sendish, an athletic guy, he's the free safety. Watch those 2, how they help the run, but they'll also play back and help the cornerbacks against White and Alford. But the plan, though, is to come down and stop the run. West Virginia has to deter that by using White and Alford outside. Again, that sounds very similar to Oklahoma. Offensively, though, not as many solutions, not quite as much talent, especially in the key areas. One guy to keep an eye on, though, is going to be Tony Pearson. It wasn't long ago where Charlie Weiss said that Tony Pearson was actually kind of like Tavon Austin. So he moved maybe his best running back out to receiver and then just stopped getting in the ball. Case in point, 2 weeks ago against Central Michigan, Pearson scores on a 74-yard touchdown run on the first play of the game. He ends up with 3 carries and 77 yards rushing. He's their leading receiver. He's a talent. If there's going to be a change maybe that Reagan makes, maybe you find a way to get your best offensive player on the ball a whole bunch. That could be a change. Montel Cozart, the quarterback, though, West Virginia knows him. He somehow won last year with 60 yards passing. He doesn't have James Sims to hand off to this year. He's going to pass the ball. He's doing it more than he has before. Maybe, though, they lean back and they just hand it to their running backs more. They aren't, bereft of talent there. They have some guys, and it could be Pearson, but you could also see some option stuff, too. Cozart can run. The dangerous part of when he runs is when he's running, looking to throw. West Virginia's defensive backs are going to have to follow receivers all the way around the field and not, take the bait and run up and go after Cozart and leave a guy uncovered in the back. Wouldn't be a video blog here without a mention of special teams. The Mountaineers are prepared for some trick plays on offense, but also special teams. That is something Kansas has been known for in the past. Fake punts, reverses on kickoffs, little tricks like that. And let's be honest, if you're going to look for a quick fix, a chance to jump on West Virginia, kind of spring a surprise, you might pick on special teams, right? So eyes open, heads on swivels there. Don't go to the bathroom. Don't run on the beer stand during punts or kickoffs because you don't know what Kansas is going to do. This is about the unexpected, and maybe that's where you actually expect the unexpected. I expect to see you on the blog Saturday. Till next time, I'm Mike Casazza for the Charleston Daily Mail.